From peaceful protests to riots and other forms of civil disobedience, it's important to understand that these phenomenon types have very complex causes and the economic dimension should not be ignored. While political issues are oftentimes the match that starts the fire, think of economic issues as layers upon layers of flammable materials that have been accumulating over the years, which can make the difference between a fire that's easily managed and one which spirals out of control. Here are just a few examples of economic reasons behind the recent US riots, with similar ones being valid for other countries. 1. Job security, with the days of being employed by the same company throughout your entire career seeming quite far away as the US transitioned from manufacturing to service sector employment. Since 1990, for example, there are only half as many manufacturing workers, whereas there are 2 times more leisure and hospitality jobs. 2. Debt-fueled consumerism, which led to personal consumption accounting for roughly 70% of the GDP over in the US on the one hand, and ultra-low savings rates on the other, with study after study confirming that the average US household would not be able to handle something like an emergency auto repair bill without taking on more debt. 3. The unsustainable student loan situation, involving young people who paid, let's say, 5 figures yearly for education, having to frequently settle for unfulfilling minimum wage jobs. 4. The disconnect between Main Street and Wall Street, with US share prices recovering aggressively but small businesses struggling, and even grotesque situations involving share prices going up exactly as US cities were literally burning. 5. Extreme polarization, with poorer citizens demanding measures such as the introduction of a permanent universal basic income program on the one hand, and savers refusing to pay for it because they've already been punished in today's ultra-low interest rate environment on the other. As always, the first step toward fixing an issue revolves around meaningfully understanding it. And with the economic ideology landscape just as polarized as the political one, this is unfortunately easier said than done.